So, Ishana, I was actually going through a lot of our competitors, and I realized that a lot of them are, so to say, bragging about, that they help with ranking on all sorts of LLMs. Okay, so I just want to understand where do we stand? Like, do we help with ranking on all LLMs, or how are customers thinking about it? Do they want to rank on all the LLMs?
Yeah, it's a so we Chosenly can support any LLM, right? So from a technical standpoint, it's not that hard to add an LLM as a feature because you literally just need to swap out APIs. There's some, and then there's some. Obviously, Harsh is going to be very mad when I say this, but yeah, it's just like hey, just swap out the API from instead of doing a ChatGPT API search, you can do a Perplexity API search. It's basically the rest of it is very similar. Now, it's like adding in an LLM is not hard, and Chosenly does it. There is some we're doing work to make it even better and stronger, like our this feature, but people don't care. Like in on all the sales we've done, almost except maybe one or two clients, everyone has only bought the Chosenly dashboard for ChatGPT and nothing else. And that is also because of our sales process. So in our sales process, we say, hey, you know what, tracking more things and then trying to do work for more things is going to cost you more, right? But more importantly, so Chosenly gets more expensive, like, or any tool would get more expensive the more things you want to track. But more importantly, um, the bigger issue is that okay, even if you do all of that stuff right, and if let's say it generates like X work for one LLM, if you're doing generating it looking at insights across four, it's like 4X work. That X is already too much work to do, right? And then for almost all of our clients, ChatGPT drives at least 50 to 70% of the traffic on the lower ends. Like 50 is on the lower end of all the LLM traffic anyway. So like whenever we talk about hey really what do you want to prioritize, people very often go for multiple regions, which is also something that Chosenly supports. People very often pick multiple regions, but almost no one picks multiple LLMs. There's been a few, like one person picked Perplexity, one wanted to look at Gemini, but that's it. No one else really cared. And even I think some of those customers might just move back to focusing all of their efforts on ChatGPT just because Chosenly gives such good prioritized recommendation on what to do that you actually want to implement a lot of things. If I give you four reports and three of them are just clearly not as important just because they drive less and have a total less overall potential impact, why are you even getting the information? Right? And that's a very big difference between how we do sales and how our I think competition is doing sales. From what I've heard is they keep talking about limits and tool like limits and number of features and number of LLMs and the number of regions, and they want to you to stack things up and see more, right? Versus we like hey like only take what amount the amount you can actually do. It's a big difference in how we think. They want you to know as much as they can show, and we want you to be able to have all the information needed to do work that will actually move the needle, but not have so much information that you get overwhelmed, right? And in that pursuit, they've lost track of, they're not giving anything that even though they give a lot of information, it's very hard to do something with it. So that's just like a difference in, um, yeah, like it started as a chat GPT thing, ended up like different differentiation. But that's something that I've seen. Like, so yeah, competitors talk about it because they sell it. We don't talk about it as much because we don't sell it. Same with limits. You'll not see us talk about very heavily on the limits and how many credits you can buy or any of that stuff. Our clients don't need those things just because we focus on bottom funnel stuff, and in general that would be capped at 3 to 500 searches at max for the simple search thing that you really want to track for any, unless you're a large platform, multiple industries, multiple product lines. Otherwise you cannot have so many searches to track, so we don't really put limits on those things versus our competitors. That's why they brag about uh, LLMs and limits and regions and stuff, and we don't.
So actually, when I was researching about this post idea, I also came across this interesting stat which said 80% of the buyers are just going on ChatGPT. So it, in a way, if ChatGPT is taking up the majority of the market share from an 80/20 principle, also I think it just makes more sense to
Yep,
just simply
exactly.
optimize for ChatGPT.
100%.
So yeah, that could be also one of the reasons.
Yeah.